Hey there, adventurers! While Oblivion Remastered brings back a few pieces of cut content, like access to the unmarked cave and some unique dialogue lines, unfortunately a lot more was still left behind on the cutting room floor. In this video, we're diving into all the unused and abandoned content still hidden in the Remaster's game files. We'll start from the beginning. After creating your character and hearing Vaylin Dreth's taunts, Emperor Uriel's Septim and his bodyguards can be heard talking about the Emperor's sons as they walk down the stairs to your cell.
They're dead, aren't they?
We don't know that, sire. The messenger only said they were attacked.
Uriel, Captain Reno, and Glenroy all have alternate unused voice lines recorded for this scene. There's also a cut dialogue exchange where Uriel asks Captain Reno if they're inside the Imperial Prison, just before she starts yelling, "What's this prisoner doing here?"
My sons. They're dead, aren't they?
We don't know that, sire. The messenger only said they were attacked.
No. They're dead. I know it.
My job right now is to get you to safety.
I know this place. The prison?
Yes, Your Majesty. Beneath the Legion compound. We're headed for a secret passage known only to the Blades. No one can follow us through here. What's this prisoner doing here? This cell is supposed to be off limits.
Usual mix-up with the watch. You, prisoner, stand aside, over by the window. Stay out of the way, and you won't get hurt.
After talking to the Emperor and helping him and his Blade bodyguards defeat the assassins trying to kill him, you reach the entrance to the sewers, only to find it barred from the other side, preventing you from going any further. Suspecting an ambush, the two remaining Blades quickly stash you and the Emperor in a small side room and order you to guard him with your life, while they head off to fight multiple Mythic Dawn assassins in the next room. Cornered and with nowhere left to run, the Emperor knows his time has come. Usually in the game, he turns to speak to you, telling you to find Joffrey and giving you the Amulet of Kings. But there are alternative dialogue lines in the game files that were once intended to be said by the Emperor, and you could have even asked him questions before his assassination.
My gods are strong and true, that even the might of the Blades cannot stand against the power that rises to destroy us. The Prince of Destruction awakes, born anew in blood and fire. These cutthroats are but his mortal pawns. Take my amulet, give it to Joffrey. I have a secret son, and Joffrey alone knows where to find him. Find the last of my blood, and close shut the marble jaws of Oblivion.
What amulet?
The Amulet of Kings. It is the Empire's sacred emblem of rulership. It must pass to the last of the dragon's blood. Keep it safe from the pawns of the Destroyer.
So this is it.
For me, it ends here. You are our only hope to stem the blood tide. Give me your hand.
With all my heart, farewell.
Stand true, my friend. May your heart be your guide, and the gods grant you strength.
Another interesting detail that many players don't know about is the extra dialogue for the Mythic Dawn assassin who kills the Emperor.
When my lord walks the earth, you shall know that our victory is complete.
It's technically not cut content because if you somehow freeze or disable Boris and manage to hold out against the assassin, he'll keep yelling his unique voice lines while attacking you. But since Boris usually kills him in just a couple of swings, these voice lines are almost never heard during normal gameplay.
You thought the last Septim heir was safe from us? With this blade, I have severed the Septim line forever. You may slay me, but we have already won. The age of the Septims is over, fool. A new age is dawning.
After exiting the sewers, if you head out to Weynon Priory near the city of Coral to find Joffrey, but end up inside the city of Coral before reaching him, you would have been able to ask Estelle Renoir, found inside Renoir's books, where to find him.
Yes, he lives here near Coral, at Weynon Priory. Leave the town gate, look southeast down the Black Road. You can't miss it.
This dialogue option never appears in the final game. Joffrey himself originally had a different sounding voice, recorded by Wes Johnson.
Emperor Uriel, do you know something about his death?
He gave me the Amulet of Kings.
You brought me the Amulet of Kings? This cannot be. Let me see it. By the 9. This is the Amulet of Kings. Who are you? How did you get this? What do you know of the Emperor's death?
He also has an alternative unused response about lighting the dragon fires.
Only the true heir can light the dragon fires, and if he has the Amulet of Kings. Akatosh, the supreme god of time, gave the Amulet of Kings to Saint Alicia, the first emperor, as a god-certain test of the true heir. The great god of all made a covenant with Saint Alicia. So long as a true heir ruled the empire, the great god swore to protect the empire. The very foundation of the empire is the bond between god and emperor. That a false heir might be crowned, that the test of the great god might fail. My heart fails me. It is unthinkable.
After being tasked by Joffrey to locate the Emperor's illegitimate son Martin and bring him back to Weynon Priory, your journey leads you to the city of Kvatch, where you have to help Savli and Matthias, the acting captain of the remaining Kvatch Guard, break the siege of the city and close the Oblivion Gate. At some point during Oblivion's development, the Oblivion Gate was actually meant to be found inside the city itself. You would have battled through Daedra until you reached the gate, where a large Dremora would have emerged, and you would have had to defeat it in order to enter the gate. Going back to the released version, after closing the Oblivion Gate, you'll have to help Savlian clear out the Daedra in the plaza in front of the chapel so the survivors inside can be rescued. Afterward, a new quest can be started with him, the Battle for Castle Kvatch, where you continue to help him storm and clear out the castle in order to take back the city and rescue Count Goldwine. Savlian has cut dialogue about the Count, describing him as a brave and great leader.
Count Goldwine is the embodiment of nobility. He's always ruled Kvatch with a fair hand and listened to the needs of his people. He was a valiant warrior in his day, and inspired us all to be our best. I heard he personally led one of the first retaliations to the attack. But then, things got confused. Even the Legion troops stationed here couldn't hold the defenses. Count Goldwine retreated to the castle, determined to hold on to it at any cost. He's still in there now, I'm sure. That's why we've got to get in there and make sure he's safe. We owe him our allegiance, and besides, he'd do the same for any of us.
After fighting past the Daedra inside the castle and discovering the death of Count Goldwine, a cut Elder Council questline was once envisioned to begin here. According to Todd Howard in an interview back when Oblivion was first released, this quest would have involved dealing with the Elder Council and in-game politics. It was intended to be part of the nobility faction line, where you rise through the political ranks, until eventually becoming the Duke of Colovia, replacing Count Goldwine and taking a seat on the Elder Council. The only remnants of this questline are the dead Count in Castle Kvatch, who is internally sometimes referred to as a Duke, and the Colovian signet ring he carries. The nobility faction also still exists in the game files, complete with its own unique faction icon. There's also some cut content inside Kvatch's Oblivion Gate. More specifically, when entering one of the smaller towers called Reaper's Sprawl, a Dremora Sigil Keeper can be found guarding Menyon Gonald, the only other surviving Kvatch guard who's locked in a cage. Before attacking you, the Sigil Keeper will force greet you.
You should not be here, mortal! Your blood is forfeit! Your flesh is mine!
According to unused player lines found in Oblivion's files, you would have been able to actually talk to the Dremora Sigil Keeper and strangely declare your blood type to them. If you were playing as an Imperial, you would have said, "My blood is Imperial," or if you were an Orc, "My blood is Orcish." You would have also been able to refuse by saying, "I refuse, these things are my own." You could have even declared your rank to the Dremora before attacking, saying, "I am a hero, prepare to die," or "My rank is Daedra Slayer Darkspawn." This specific Dremora Sigil Keeper also has an unused alternative female Dremora greeting line.
You should not be here, mortal. Your blood is forfeit. Your flesh is mine.
Which might suggest that either Bethesda or Virtuous was experimenting with randomizing the Sigil Keeper's gender, possibly based on the gender of the player. Generic female Dremora also have recorded combat voice lines, something completely absent from the original 2006 release of Oblivion, which had no female Dremora voice acting at all.
Troll Craven! I banish you! Break! Bleed! Back, Birthskin! Feed me, Lord!
Unfortunately, aside from the Mehrunes Harbinger, encountered in the Crimson Cave, if you have the deluxe edition of Oblivion Remastered, the voice lines for generic female Dremora don't seem to play, they just appear to stay mute. While on the topic of female Dremoras, a bunch of alternative dialogue has been recorded for the quest Paradise, for Dremora Cathute, found in Mankar Cameron's Paradise in the Savage Gardens.
You destroyed the Sigil Tower at Ganona. My kin say you fought well.
I seek Mankar Cameron.
You speak directly like one of my people, almost. I'm glad I did not kill you immediately. There is one way out of the garden. I guard that path. You will travel that path, and it will bring me honor to defeat you.
As well as for Orth the Dremora Kenreeve in Paradise Grotto. He also has an alternative female Dremora voice recording, specifically for the conversation with Eldamil.
What's going on here? Who is this?
A prisoner, sent in by...
Show me some respect, worm. Unless you want to end up in the cages with them.
Yes, Kenreeve, sir. This prisoner was sent in by Cathatet for questioning. I was about to begin.
Just like with Joffrey, Martin, the illegitimate son of Emperor Uriel, also has an alternative voice recording for when you first meet him in Kvatch.
I heard about how you helped the guard drive the Daedra back. Well done. No, you must have the wrong man. I'm a priest of Akatosh. My father was a farmer. If you had come to me before, I would have laughed and dismissed you out of hand. Now with the Daedra invading our world, Kvatch in ruins, the Emperor and his sons assassinated, anything seems possible.
Unlike most cities in Cyrodiil, the city of Kvatch had an arena, which can still be seen in ruins. Originally, there was going to be an arena in every city, and these arenas were reportedly almost complete. The reason all of them except for the Imperial cities were cut was due to disk space limitations at the time. According to the writer of the arena questline, there were too many voice lines, and they needed to cut some down, so it was decided to sacrifice the majority of the arena content, including around 800 lines of dialogue related to it. The Bruma arena was even indirectly shown off in the official Oblivion E3 2005 trailer. Unfortunately, it didn't make a comeback in the remaster. It would have been located where the north gate of the city is found in the final release. The arena's gatekeeper and bookmaker in charge of betting would have been Istralis Brawlus. He can still be found in Bruma, but without any unique dialogue or real purpose. Some early recorded voice lines found in the game files show how the character would have sounded and interacted with the player.
You can bet on either the yellow team or the blue team. The opponents are always evenly matched, so your chance of winning is 50-50. If you win, you get back double what you bet. Simple as that. Win or lose, it's mostly a matter of luck.
Cheydinhal's arena can also briefly be seen in the Making of Oblivion documentary video. The arena's gatekeeper and bookmaker would have been Shelley, who is found at the Cheydinhal's Bridge Inn. Some residents of Cheydinhal even still have voice lines about wanting to place bets at their local arena, but fear judgment from others for doing so.
I don't mind betting, but it's not worth having to hear a lecture about it.
I don't mind betting, but it's not worth having to hear a lecture about it.
Leyawiin was also going to have an arena, and its gatekeeper was going to be Jabari, a Khajiit who was later repurposed as a master trainer in light armor. There are still leftover conversation lines where Leyawiin's residents ask each other if they ever made bets with Jabari.
Have you ever made any bets with Jabari? Have you ever made any bets with Jabari?
Skingrad's arena gatekeeper would have been Graglak gro-Bugglum, and just like with Istralis, he still has some surviving dialogue explaining how betting at the arena would have worked.
For each fight, you can bet 25, 50, or 100 gold pieces. You can bet as many times as you want per day, within the hours of 9 a.m. and 9 p.m.
There are also rumors about him being a shady bookmaker.
I wouldn't mind making a few bets, but I'm not sure about Graglak. He seems a bit slick to me.
I wouldn't mind making a few bets, but I'm not sure about Graglak. He seems a bit slick to me.
Braville's arena would have been located near the statue we see in the final game, and its gatekeeper would have been the wood elf, Androgil. And Anvil's arena gatekeeper would have been Didier Amelie, a Breton now residing at the Count's Arms. Not much else is known about this arena, as no dialogue or other content remains. Lastly, Coral's arena was originally planned to be located where the city's north gate now stands. Its gatekeeper and bookmaker was supposed to be Hundalin, the wood elf who is in charge of betting and gatekeeping at the Imperial City's arena in the final game. The Imperial Arena itself was originally supposed to appear in Coral, as its internal cell is still named Coral Arena. Residents of Coral still have unused rumors about Hundalin and betting at the arena.
Maybe I should start betting with Hundalin as well.
Do I like the fights? Of course. Everyone likes the fights. The thrill of battle, the sting of defeat. A wonderful time.
The Countess of Coral, Ariana Valga, was also said to have visited the arena frequently, evidenced by unused conversations between Coral NPCs about her.
Have I seen her there? Of course. She certainly loves a good fight.
I've never run into her there, but I can't blame her for enjoying the matches. Almost everyone likes them.
Inside Castle Coral, a character named Orok gro-Ghoth can be found. He serves as the castle steward, and has an unused greeting line that was supposed to trigger when you first meet him, but due to impossible conditions attached to it, it never plays in-game.
I am Orok gro-Ghoth, steward to Countess Ariana Valga, Countess of Coral. I manage her affairs, and the castle is in my keeping.
The city of Coral itself has even more cut content, including removed characters and quests. Geraldine Doran, an Imperial commoner living in Coral with his wife Ariella, was once intended to give you a cut quest called Doran Family Troubles. You would have been able to speak with him about his fascination with ogres, and help him make contact with the creatures. He would ask you to visit a cut location called Spyrock, and leave an offering for them.
Why? You're not interested in ogres too, are you? I find them simply fascinating. Most people dismiss them as monsters, but I think that's too rash. Did you know that ogres are actually very closely related to the enlightened races? I don't have the source on me, but I assure you, it's true. In fact, I think we find we have a lot in common with ogres. If only someone were to take the first step in communicating with them. I knew you'd agree. But I can't do this alone, so I'll need your help. From everything I've learned, Spyrock seems to be the best place to start. I need you to drop some things off there as a peace offering to the ogres. I understand they like shiny things. You did it, eh? Wonderful. Now it's only a matter of time. I think we should give it a week and see if the ogres have accepted our offering.
After waiting a week, you wouldn't hear from Geraldine again. He would have mysteriously disappeared. His wife, Ariella, would have been distressed, and new rumors about his disappearance would begin circulating around Coral.
I heard that Geraldine Doran just disappeared. Probably wandered off in search of his relatives. What a kook. Ariella Doran's been in such a fright since her husband went missing.
You would have then had to track him down. Upon returning to Spyrock, you'd find a note left by Geraldine saying he was following the ogres to their home in Rockbottom Caverns. Heading there, you'd find the ogres hostile and would have had to fight your way through them to rescue Geraldine. After locating him, he would have said this to you.
Oh, thank Akatosh you're here. This is all a disaster. I don't know what I did wrong. They seemed affable enough. They even invited me back to their home here. When we arrived, they locked me up here and I think they want to eat me. You've got to help me get out of here.
Once you broke him free and escorted him out of the cave, Geraldine would have returned home. Speaking to him there, he would have rewarded you for rescuing him and would have asked you to keep the entire ordeal a secret.
I can't thank you enough for helping me. I'm not sure where I went wrong, but I do know that I'll be keeping my distance from any ogres from now on. I'm afraid I have little to offer for my thanks, but please, take these. I was able to sneak them into my pockets when the giants weren't looking. Let's just keep this thing about the ogres as our little secret, please.
Two cut characters were once intended to appear in Coral, an orc named Homraz Morgrum and a red guard named Wallace. They were meant to be underlings of Hydes' Heart, the mysterious Argonian enforcer, encountered during the Dark Brotherhood quest, The Assassinated Man, where you help Francois Montier fake his death to deceive him. At some point in development, Hydes' Heart and his two underlings were intended to be encountered in Coral before the showdown at Montier's house. Each would have had their own unique greeting and dialogue topic about the city.
I'm busy here, okay? You mind giving us some privacy? I've never been here before, and I won't be back, unless the boss wants me here.
I conduct business here. No offense, but I haven't got time for small talk. I'm not from Coral. I'm afraid I can't tell you anything at all about the town.
Sorry, buddy, I'm with Hydes' Heart, and I can't be distracted. Coral? That's where we are, right? Really? Great. I don't care, and I'm not interested. But it's sure nice of you to let me know.
It also appears that Homraz and Wallace were originally meant to assist Hydes' Heart in the attempt to kill Montier. In the city of Skingrad, during the Mages Guild recommendation quest, you're tasked with tracking down and rescuing Urthor, a member of the local guild, to earn a recommendation from Adriana Barine. However, an alternative way of completing the quest, involving Selinus Vasinus, ended up getting cut, though voice lines and scripting for it still remain functional. Originally, Selinus was supposed to offer you another option. For a fee of 300 gold, he would travel to Bleak Flat Cave, kill the zombies inside, and escort Urthor back to the guild hall himself.
I tell you what, I have some outstanding debts I need to pay off. You help me out with that, and I'll help you out with getting Urthor back. Heck, I'll even go do the job for you for 300 gold. When Urthor gets back, you can take the credit. What do you say?
It's a deal.
Okay then, I'll just take this gold from you and I'll head out there right now. No one should even know I'm gone. In 3 days or so, Urthor should be back here, safe and sound. I'll fill him in. You just tell Adriana that you did the work, and you'll be set.
You could have even followed him and witnessed the rescue, including a unique dialogue exchange between him and Urthor.
All right, Urthor. You're safe now.
Oh, Selinus! Thank you for coming to get me. I was afraid I'd be trapped here forever.
Right. Okay, listen. When you go back to Skingrad, don't tell Adriana I was the one who saved you, okay?
What? I don't understand.
You don't need to understand. Just tell Adriana that the new associate is the one who saved you, or else. Are we clear?
Yes. I understand. I'll head there right now, okay?
Once they returned, Selinus would have reminded you to keep his involvement in the rescue a secret.
You'll be happy to know that Urthor is back in town. He knows to tell Adriana that you're the one who rescued him. You should be able to tell her you've completed her little task. And let's just keep this little deal between us, shall we?
In Leowind, Rizikar, the head of the Blackwood Company, was originally intended to wander around the Blackwood Company hall. In the final release, however, he spends all his time in his private quarters, only encountered during the final Fighters Guild quest, where you can loot the key to his room from the body of his lieutenant. Rizikar will immediately attack you once you open the door, but this wasn't always the case. He actually has a unique greeting and a line about Leowind, which the player would have heard had he still been accessible earlier.
I am Rizikar, Paxich of the Blackwood Company. The company provides expert jihad for selected customers, very discreet. The Blackwood Company is proud of our beastfolk heritage. We are solely owned and operated by Khajiit and Argonians. We speak West fashion for the comfort of our Western clients, but we invest the fierce pride of our ancient races in each of our mercenary contracts.
Olid I is a cut Blackwood Company member who never appears in the game at all. He also has unused unique dialogue that we never get to hear.
Olid I, Blackwood Company Master of Assassins. We, of course, have no use for the specialized skills of assassination. It is my task, instead, to train our agents in various aspects of stealth.
The Imperial City has 3 cut characters still present in the game files. Lurio Manius, an Imperial commoner who was meant to live in Matthias Draconis' house in the Talos Plaza district.
My name is Lurio Manius. I share a house with Matthias Draconis. I'm between jobs as a private guard. If I don't find something soon, I'm going to have to try my luck at adventuring. My pals say there's a lot of caves and ruins west towards Skingrad.
Riss Ralmaton, who was once intended to be a vendor in the market district, and Curtis, a Red Guard commoner who would have wandered the city and in his own words proclaimed that he was nobody special.
I'm Curtis. I'm nobody special. The 9 say each of us is special, but that's just a lie. I don't mind, but it just sounds stupid.
What's strange is that all of these characters, including the previously mentioned ones, have fully remastered appearances, yet they were still left cut in the files. If you finish the Thieves Guild questline and become the Grey Fox, wearing the grey cowl of Nocturnal in public usually causes the city guards to confront you immediately, with resisting arrest being your only option. But it turns out that, at one point, you were supposed to be able to bribe the guards to look the other way.
I don't usually take bribes, but I'll look the other way just this once. If I see you again, though, I'll have to arrest you.
Imperial Legion Commander Adamus Philida has a unique greeting that goes unused, as a standard guard dialogue overrides it and prevents it from ever being heard.
I'm Adamus Philida, prison administrator and commander of the Imperial Legion forces here in the Imperial City. Have we met? You look familiar.
An early version of Oblivion's main menu screen can still be found in the game files labeled Credits Menu. It features an early version of Cyrodiil's world map, one that still includes the removed city of Sutch. Sutch was shown near the border of Cyrodiil and Hammerfell, right where Fort Sutch is located in the final game. Originally, Sutch was intended to be a notable cultural hub, attracting visitors with an interest in art and philosophy. Azan, the head of the Anvil Fighters Guild chapter, may have originally lived in the city. In his quest, The Wandering Scholar, a journal entry still mentions Sutch by name. If you check the game files and examine the exterior cells around Fort Sutch, the only remnant of the lost city, 2 of them are named Fort Sutch Castle Exterior and Fort Sutch Abbey Exterior, revealing where the city's castle and abbey were meant to be located. Sadly, the city doesn't make a return in the remaster. At one point during development, the Oblivion dev team planned to include holidays as special events within the game world. Holidays first appeared as world events in the Elder Scrolls II Daggerfall, but they never truly returned in the main series. For Oblivion, the team brainstormed how each city would celebrate its own holidays, and even recorded some dialogue before the idea was ultimately discarded. The 2 examples we know of were Heart's Day and the New Life Festival.
Greetings, child. Welcome to the chapel on this, the most revered of days.
And a happy New Life Festival to you.
Why, hello, handsome. Having a happy Heart's Day, I hope?
Well, well, aren't you a pretty little thing? Happy Heart's Day to you, miss.
Back when Oblivion first launched, Pete Hines stated multiple times that holidays were planned as one of the first DLCs. He explained that different towns would celebrate different holidays, and players could visit them to receive perk bonuses and special artifacts. However, after the disastrous release of the Horse Armor DLC, the holiday content was never brought up again. Vajhira, a Khajiit hunter and devoted worshipper of the Daedric prince Hircine, can be found at Hircine's shrine. She was originally supposed to elaborate on both the shrine and the unicorn, but the related dialogue topics cannot be accessed during normal gameplay.
Here we make sacrifice to the Lord Hircine. We pray for a true hunt. We beg to be honored prey. Lord Hircine has sent you to hunt the unicorn. Count yourself doubly blessed. Hircine has deigned to speak with you, and he has provided you with glorious prey. You have been greatly honored. Do not fail him.
Just like with Joffrey and Martin, Vicente Valtieri of the Dark Brotherhood was originally voiced by Wes Johnson, and those voice lines can still be restored.
The Night Mother speaks to only one member of the Dark Brotherhood, the Listener of the Black Hand. And when Our Lady speaks, death follows. Sithis is the darkness of time immemorial. He is no Daedra, and dwells not in the realm of Oblivion, no. Sithis is something altogether different.
The Shivering Isles DLC has some cut content as well, though much of it could be described as accidentally cut. All the residents of Split are missing their unique greetings, which are overwritten by quest dialogue about their doubles.
Why do wizards write books? Because they're good at spelling.
This was never fixed in the remaster, meaning we still don't get to hear these sometimes hilarious voice lines.
1, 2, 3. Why? I'm just steering nanas. 4, 5, 6. As you can see, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm a little busy counting at the moment. 11, 12, 13. Oh, no. I lost count. Crap. Okay. Well, what do you want?
Hey there. I'm Horkvir Beararm. They call me that because I once wrestled a bear, not because I work all day out in my garden without a shirt on. Hello, little one. I'm Ural gro-Ghoth. All kinds of cute animals come to visit me, just like you did. You're a pretty butterfly, aren't you?
Oh, hello. The real world just isn't as colorful as the ones in the storybooks, is it? Nor as truthful as the essays and histories, alas.
Caldana Munrius, the sad skooma addict found in Crucible, was supposed to greet you differently at random times. Unfortunately, her initial skooma request takes precedent over all her other greetings, making the rest go unheard in-game.
Hello there, hello indeed. I'm Caldana Munrius. Well met. Help me out, friend. I need some skooma. Real bad. The good stuff, you know. Been dry for days. Got some skooma for me? I'll pay well. Yes, indeed. Sheogorath's palace is quite lovely this time of year. Sure, I can give you directions. Can't be too careful. Please, friend, I'm begging you. Help me out. Give me the skooma. Don't hold out on me, I know you have it. I'll do anything to suck down some sweet skooma. Anything. You got some?
Padai, an Argonian rogue living in Bliss, also suffers from this issue. According to the construction set, he was supposed to have insomnia, staying up all night, but this detail is never made clear in the game because his insomnia-related greetings are overwritten by a more generic one.
What do you need, Sparkles? I'm always here. Can't afford to sleep. Can't be too careful. So far, so good. If this world's a dream, I'm not waking up.
That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, check out my other cut content videos next. And thanks for watching.